People always ask me, how do you build business credit? Can you get approved to places like Target and Walmart without it being based on your personal credit? Should you even be using business credit? Would you like to understand it so that you can add those services to your existing credit repair business and have a new stream of revenue? If you've ever asked those questions and you feel like business credit is a big mystery and you want to unlock the secrets to leveraging it within your business, you better stick around. So the big question is this: how can we take our passion for helping people with their credit and turn it into a successful business without taking loans, without spending a fortune, by bootstrapping it from nothing, so we can help the most people and still become highly profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Daniel Rosen, and welcome to Credit Repair Business Secrets. If you've ever listened to my podcast before, chances are you know I believe in having a bootstrapper's mindset to building your business. And basically what that means is earn a little, spend a little, earn a little more, spend a little more. And pretty soon you will become profitable without carrying a whole bunch of debt. But there is something to be said for understanding business credit and leveraging it as a service so that you can help your clients if they need it and use that knowledge to add another revenue stream to your existing business. That's why today, in this episode, I want to help you to understand the ins and the outs of business credit, because as you may have already figured it out, business credit is totally different with an entirely different set of rules than consumer credit. Here's why this is important. There really is no way to repair business credit because the Fair Credit Reporting Act only applies to consumer credit and not business credit. Also, as you grow your business, you may find that many of your credit repair clients are also business owners, or they plan to start a business and they will look to you for help. And finally, much like your client's personal credit, their business credit score determines whether their company can be trusted when it comes to handling money. So it's an incredibly important service and another way to increase your company's revenue. So here's what you need to know to add business credit as a service. First of all, think of a business credit score as a gauge for the reputation of a company. This means it could affect your client's chances of future business relationships. If their business has a bad credit history, potential lenders or investors may not want to partner with them because it would be considered high risk. Even if your client has a 850 personal credit score, they never want to take out a loan for their business in their personal name or their personal social security number, because then they will become personally responsible for the business's debt. And this is a huge liability. There is a good chance that their business will eventually at one point hit hard times. And if they can't pay their business loans on time, when set up correctly without a personal guarantee, it will not negatively affect their personal credit report or their personal credit score. Understand that creditors can go after personal assets if they use their personal credit to get the business loan. So you gotta help teach your clients to build business credit and use their business credit instead of using their personal credit when funding a business venture. The better the business credit is, the more opportunities that your clients will have. If their business has excellent business credit, lenders are going to be more likely to loan money, and they usually will offer much lower rates and fees. And this is true of merchant accounts, credit cards, insurance, and lines of credit that can serve as a safety net. So let's dive into exactly how your clients would go about building a healthy business credit profile. First, form a legal business entity like a corporation or an LLC. This is the very first step in building business credit because it separates you from your business. And then you apply for a tax ID or an EIN, and then you open a business bank account. Next, you register the business with Dun & Bradstreet, which is the biggest business credit bureau in the United States. They offer both free and paid options, and you can decide what's best by visiting dnb.com. And once registered, the business will be issued a Paydex score, which is their new business credit score. Unlike your personal credit score, it's based on a scale from 1 to 100. Paydex scores are very much like consumers' credit scores, but there are some key differences. Instead of reflecting your personal credit history, your Paydex score determines your business's credit worthiness. More specifically, it reflects how promptly your business pays your creditors and suppliers and the performance of your payment history. Lenders will look at their Paydex scores to determine if they will lend to that business, and their Paydex score will indicate how reliably that business meets their debt requirements. Okay? And one tip you can tell your clients who are starting from scratch and want to build a solid Paydex score is to get vendors first and make sure they are vendors that actually report to Dun & Bradstreet. There are a whole bunch of vendors that will offer you credit without a personal credit check. Just to name a few, you could try applying with Quill Office Supplies for all of your office needs. Paper, ink, pens, and thousands of other items are all available at Quill, and they will approve without a personal credit check and without your personal social security number. And they report to Dun & Bradstreet. Staples and Office Depot accounts, they also report to Dun & Bradstreet. If you need shipping supplies, try Uline. Okay, they also report to Dun & Bradstreet, and they will often give new businesses a line of credit, even if you're a brand new business with no existing business credit. For tools, try Granger Outdoors. Also, Wells Fargo offers a secured business credit card that reports to Dun & Bradstreet as well. Even Amazon has a Net 30 account available for new businesses to start building their Paydex. Now remember, when opening business accounts, make sure that you don't attach them to your personal credit. And you can do this by simply leaving out your social security number. Just leave that blank if it's asked for, okay? Most vendors will be fine with this. Now, sometimes if you're filling out an application online, your social security number is required. So the only way to avoid this is to request a printed application, which you can fill out manually and then mail in. If the vendor requires your social security number, then don't apply, okay? Go somewhere else. It's very important to keep your business and your personal liabilities separate. Next, look into the Dun & Bradstreet Credit Builder Program. It speeds up getting your DUNS number. It allows you to monitor your business credit. And most importantly, you can take trade references that you already have and add them to your Dun & Bradstreet report. Now, here's the great part. Once you have 5 accounts that are reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, you can now get approved for accounts with companies like Walmart, Sears, Best Buy, Dell, Apple, Sam's Club, Lowe's, Target, Costco, and even Chevron without a personal guarantee or a consumer credit check. Now that you have a basic understanding on how your clients can get their business credit started, here are a few expert tips to help them to really build it fast. First of all, they need to actually use the business credit accounts so that they don't go dormant. If you don't use them, the vendors will stop reporting. So try to make a purchase every 30 to 60 days on each account. Secondly, unlike personal credit history, where as long as they pay before the due date, you're good, Paydex scores your payment history a little different. The faster you pay off the balance, the better the impact to your Paydex score. So what you want to do is pay your bills as fast as possible, preferably right away and long before the due date. And finally, to build your Paydex score even faster, try to use the business accounts as much as possible and buy everything you can using business credit. Pay your bills with your business line of credit, pay for fuel, pay for food, and any expenses that you would normally pay with your personal credit or cash. Instead, use your business credit accounts to build your Paydex score. Pretty cool, right? Building business credit is not nearly as difficult as it seems, and now you can leverage this in your business by being able to walk your clients through the process and help them to build their business credit profile as an additional service that you can offer. And if you're just starting and you want me to hold you by the hand as you launch your very own credit repair business in just a couple weeks, I want to invite you to join our upcoming Credit Hero Challenge. We've got another one starting in just a few days, so grab your spot right now at creditherochallenge.com. And if you're finding value in the things that I'm sharing on this podcast, click below to subscribe. I don't want you to miss any episodes. And if you're listening on YouTube, and if you're feeling kind, drop me a comment and give me a thumbs up, because this is a new podcast and I can use all the help I can get. And I will see you on the next episode. So until then, keep changing lives. Want more credit repair business secrets? Then get a copy of my book, The Ultimate Guide to Starting a Credit Repair Business. Get it free at creditrepaircloud.com/free book. Inside this book, you'll find my top 35 secrets to removing items from credit reports and turning that into an amazing business that helps people, changes lives, and makes you a great living in the process. Get it free at creditrepaircloud.com/free book.